Manchester United have beaten Bordeaux Glimt 3-2 at Old Trafford in what was Ruben Amorim's first home game in the European competition as a Manchester United manager. There's definitely a lot of positives to take. We saw Amorim walk down the tunnel to happy Manchester United fans, applauding and cheering them on. Before we dive into the match reaction, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 100 subs before the end of this year, so let's get it, people.
UNITED, United are the team for me with the knick-knack, paddy whack, give the dog a bone. Why don't CT fuck off home? United. Hey, listen, guys, this is a match reaction. What are we really saying, though? Like, literally, what are we saying? Manchester United have just won 3-2 against Bordeaux at Old Trafford. What can I say? I'm happy. I'm happy. There's a lot to be positive about. There's a lot to take from this game. I can't lie to you. There's a lot of positivity to take from this game. There's a clear demonstration of the idea and the identity that this club is crying for, that this man promised us that he's going to show us. And Amorim is finally showing us the identity that he's trying to create, the idea that he's trying to create. And don't get me wrong, as much as there's a lot of positive, there are some negatives too. Not even so much negative, more like a critique. There's a few things that I need to critique. There's some players that I might need to say one or two things about. But listen, we just need to be patient with this manager. That I know. We need to be patient with this manager. We also need to be patient with these players too. As much as we would want to critique them for the things that they're doing wrong, we need to praise them for the things that they're doing right. And at the same time, we need to understand that there's been a lot of changes, and there's been too many changes over the years for these players as well. I mean, they're only humans. So if they're chopping and changing so many times, there's only so many different things they can adapt to in one season or in a couple of seasons. So let's give them time. Let's give this manager time as well. There's too many changes, and it's their second game as well. It's the manager's second game. It's the manager's second game as well. But I have confidence in this process. Confidence in this process, and it looks like the second half anyway shows, the ending of the second half shows that it looks like these players are also starting to believe. They're also starting to have the confidence in this manager and what he's trying to get them to do. So without any further ado, let's actually dive into these. Oh, actually, before we dive into the game, I just wanted to say something. The mentality of these players in difficult situation is still there. We can clearly see that when it gets tough, their head goes down. When the situation is starting to get difficult, they drop their head, and it's like they lose their nerves. And again, let me just get back into this game. Let me dive into this game straight away. So I'm going to start with the first 15 minutes of this game. The first 15 minutes of this game was absolutely amazing. We started the game on the front foot. We was flaming. We was flammable. We was doing our thing. And the first thing that happened was there was a pass back for the Bodø defender to his keeper. And I don't know whether the keeper took his eyes off the ball or the pass was just stray. But Rasmus pounced on it. Like a striker that is, like I said, it is going to be one of those players that it might be not so much. It might be key to Ruben Amorim's actual rebranding or recreating of this team. He might be our Victor Eucharist. He might just be our Victor Eucharist if this manager develops him. And so basically, he pounced on it. He pounced on the ball. Got a ball off the feet of the keeper, but the keeper also was wrestling with him, managed to bring him down. I mean, it would have been a penalty if Garnacho didn't step in and scored our goal, and it was a goal, first goal at Old Trafford. Boom, it was in, and before you know it, it looked like it was cruising. It was cruising until the 19th minute. Until like I think it was the 19th minute. We was fine. It was passing. It was in control of the game. And in the 19th minute, we saw what happened. It was a breakaway, and before I promise you, when I saw it, I was just looking. I was like, you know what? Yeah, there's nothing I could say. There's nothing anybody could have said about that goal. They broke away, top bins. Onana could never have saved that ball. There's nothing anybody can do. So that was the chance, and then before you know, it was a stunning goal. It was a beautiful goal. It was a good goal. Nothing could be said about that. Then they hit us again from the left hand side this time, obviously against Tyrell Malacia, who's just coming back from injury. He's had a few under 18. Well, I want to say a few. Well, I think one under 18 game under his belt. He's been training as well. He's been training well. But the fact of the matter is, having playing for under 18 in the Premier League is different to playing in the Europa League. This is Europe. Well, it's not the Champions League, but it's still an European game. It's still an European game. And when you're playing in Europe, you need to be at your physical best. And today, it definitely wasn't at his physical peak. It wasn't at his physical best. And the player got the best of him. You can see, I think it was ahead of the game, ahead of the player, but he just couldn't keep up with the pace or the strength. He didn't have the strength to keep up with the pace that the chase down was on. He didn't have that strength, and he tried to nudge the other guy off the ball as well, which I felt like if he went down, it might have been a penalty, but then you never know. But he didn't go down anyway, and then you know what happened at the end. They slot the ball into underneath Onana's feet, and whether or not Onana could have done better in that situation, I don't want to criticize him a bit too much, because he actually did do well in this game, and he's been saving us in especially against Ipswich. He did well against Ipswich by saving us two world-class saves in one-on-ones. So I don't want to go too much on him, but again, it was a ball underneath his feet, but then it was aimed underneath his feet, so it was a good finish. It was a good finish. Can't really complain too much. It was 2-1, and at that point, I can't lie to you, what I saw, I didn't like it. I thought this was going to be one of those games where, we started off great and then we ended up losing the game. I was starting to feel a bit jaded. I was starting to feel a bit like I was lacking that confidence as well in this team, and that's one thing we need to start building as Manchester United fans as well, is to start building our confidence in these players. These players need our confidence. But after when the second goal went in, the head dropped. You saw it straight away. The game slowed down. The pace of the game slowed down. The control that we once had wasn't there. It was pussyfooting. It was pussyfooting in the control that we had. So at that point, we started to make sloppy passes. It was passing blindly. Garnacho was making poor blind passes in good position as well. When he gets into good positions, for some reason, this guy has the knack of getting to good positions. But when he gets there, his final decision or his final ball always lets him down at some point. So in this game, there was no different. He was getting into good position, but making poor blind passes, which was frustrating. And Anthony as well was slipping. It was slipping and sliding, and then at one point it was falling and shooting, and there was bodies in front of it. It was just poor decision making from both of them. Poor decision making in good positions. Malacia was also one of them as well, where he was just making crosses to nobody. It was sending crosses from the left all the way down to go off a corner on the right. There was nobody there. It was poor. That first half was poor. I can't lie to you. The first half was really, really poor until close to the ending of the first half. They wanted it. They just wanted it more than we did in that first half. There was first to everything. There was second to everything. Challenges, they were winning. I think Velasquez was already back in fairness, because it was bad today. It was bad, but I don't want. I want to be fair. I don't want to blame him too much, because obviously, like I said, it's just coming back from injury. It's just not. It's not Premier League match ready or Europa League match ready as of yet. So I don't want to go in on him too much. The press also disappeared. We stopped pressing. We wasn't really pressing. We was and then Bodø went into the shape. Come on, break us down. If you're lucky enough to break us down, come on, break us down. But who else? Who else was there to break them down but that same guy, Nazer Mazraoui? Mazraoui was also there again intercepting the ball, twinkle toe around two defenders, and then finding a little chip cross to Rasmus Hojlund, who actually took that well. He took the ball well, controlled it, and then finished it, which was then brought us back to 2-2 going into that second half. I was pleased with that. I was pleased with that because we needed that luck. We needed that lucky break, and we got that lucky break. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not so much like it was one of them ones where we was poor, but no, we was okay. We was decent. We just didn't have a strong hold on the game. We didn't have a strong foot on the game. So again, first half, poor overall, poor for me. It was overall poor for me. So that's that. I took that first half, but the second half we came out flaming. We came out smoking. We came out like we was on stuff. Like, and I believe it's because of the words of Ruben Amorim that it must have spoke to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what I'm talking about when I say that slowly we're starting to see that these players are starting to gain that confidence that they need. It's been a long road for them to get to this point. It's been a long road for them to get to this point. But yeah, the second half we started flying. Mason Mount is swerving between two defenders. When you're in the box, you know you can move around because any little touch, if you go down, is a penalty. So they were the Bodø defenders were a bit careful as well. Twinkle toe, hit the crossbar, and then at that point the momentum kind of shift. You saw the Manchester United just wanted it. They came out wanting it. They came out determined with desire. They came out with a bit of fight in them. You know what I'm saying? So then a quick pass, one touch movement, one touch across from Manu Mugate, dashing in from the right hand side. Cross, first time cross, just one time, first time cross to Rasmus, found the back of the net. 3-2. It was really that simple for us in that second half. The second half is probably the best half of football that I've seen since it's only been 2 games, so it's the best half. It's the best football that I've seen since Amorim took over. It looked a bit. I believe the first 30 minutes of that second half anyway, because after that we're starting to get a bit tired. But that first 30 minutes, that is an epitome of what this guy wants to do with Manchester United. And that is pressing, and that is one touch passing, one touch quick accurate passing. When Diogo Dalot came on, we saw the way he was able to come from the left, open up the midfield, and then spraying into the right, where it's just open up for Amad Diallo to take over from there. So there was a lot of positive in that second half, and we took the game to them. 3-2. Amorim decided to make changes. You know, the difference came in straight away, and from then on we established dominance and we didn't look back. Onana also saved us again. I can't lie. When I think it was a pass from Luke Shaw that I didn't get. It was a short pass from Luke Shaw. He didn't get it. Onana had to step out. He ran out, being a super keeper. Got there, made a tackle. Made 2 tackles actually. He made 2 tackles. And then obviously there was a handball shout that he handed the ball outside of his box, but VAR checked and they cleared it, which was fantastic. Again, good play from Onana. That's just what he's there to do, is as a super keeper. And then during the closing stages, you can see that, like I said, you can see that some of the players was getting tired, and it was only fair because they worked hard in the midfield. Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, they were there working hard. Mason Mount was also there working hard as well. And then Anthony was already taken off, and Casemiro came on for Matthias de Ligt. I think he just wants to rest him before the game at the weekend, which I think is fair. All those players, Rashford came on as well. He had a chance. He snatched it. It could have been. We had so many chances today. We had so many chances today. It was unbelievable. The amount of chances that Garnacho had. Garnacho had so many chances today, and his bad, poor decision is what's cost us. Is what's cost him a goal today. It's just poor decision making, because it could have done a lot more better. And then there was a point where he steadied himself, looked like he was about to like take that shot, and then again horribly wide. And I don't know. I have a question, but then I think I'll talk about it in the 4 things that to take away from the game. 4 things to take away. I'll talk about that then. But yeah, second half Garnacho was poor decision making to take that shot. Rasmus Hojlund could have had a hat trick today. If he played that ball into him, he could have had a hat trick. But again, poor decision and selfishness. It was selfish. It was poor, and but it did make a good challenge when it tracked back. It tracked a defender back and then made that last ditch challenge where it could have gone anywhere. We don't know anywhere it could have gone. So again, as much as I'm criticizing him, I have to praise him when he did something good. Again, it was in a dangerous position. It could have set up a mud. It blazed it over, and it was just poor decision and selfish play. And I would like him to be a bit more for the team rather than for himself. Because I feel like there's a lot more for himself right now than the team. And he hasn't gone to that level where it's just all about him. But yeah, what can I say? It's a good game. Happy with the win. 3 points is in the bag. And that's all we need. That's all we need. 3 points. We need to get to the top 8 so that we can automatically qualify for the round of 16. But yeah, that's it from me today. I can't really complain. A win is a win. We're slowly moving in the right direction, and slowly I feel like some players are understanding the system and the identity and the idea that the manager is trying to create. It's gonna take some players a little more longer for them to actually be able to acquire all the knowledge that they need to play in that system. And so for one or two players, their time might be up at Manchester United. I can't lie. The time might be up for one or two players for them to find another club or an alternative. January, summer, we're going to be clearing houses because we need players that can actually play in the system that this manager is trying to get them to play. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We're on the road to 100 100 subs. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.